Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ismi maharani from class Quantitative Research of TEFL 5C, and now I'm going to explain about the nature of questionnaire for data collection method and describe the characteristic of questionnaire used in paper exchanging, social support, on online teacher groups relating to teacher self-efficacy. So, before we start, let's talk about questionnaire. A questionnaire is a formally set of questions designed to obtain information from the respondents or the subjects selected for a study. Characteristic of questionnaire is they have three questionnaire has three specific characteristics. The first one is it must translate the information needed into a set of specific questions that the respondents can and will answer. It must appeal, motivate, and encourage the respondents to become involved in the interview and complete the interview. And the last one is it should minimize the response as well as other type of error. Now is nature questionnaire. Depending on how question are asked and recorded, we can broadly discuss two types of question. So the first one we have open-ended question. A question that is formulated without permanent response is open-ended. An open-ended question permits free responses that should be recorded in the respondents. In the respondents onward. Here the respondents are not provided with any possible answers to choose from. Such questions are useful to obtain information on facts with which the searcher is not very familiar or difficult to recollect. Opinion, attitude, and suggestion of information. Open-end question has at least two advantages. First, it allows the respondents to tell it like it is, in his or her own words. And it might prove a valuable new insight into the problem relating to the issues not previously thought of at the planning stage. Meanwhile, the disadvantage of the open-end questions, among other, are um, it may lead to discourage informed interview are unskilled, and the analysis is time consuming. And the second one is closed questions. A closed question, on the other hand, is one that offers a list of possible options or answers with fixed alternatives from which the respondents must choose. Closed questions are useful if the range of possible responses is known and limited. Closed questions may also be used to make respondents express their opinion by choosing points on an attitude scale. Closed questions have the following advantage. In closed questions, answer can be recorded quickly. The analysis is relative easier. Meanwhile, the disadvantages of closed questions are unsuitable for a face-to-face interview. Options provided in the questionnaire might lend to bias. And the last one is some important information might be missed if it's not asked. In practice, a questionnaire usually has a combination of open-end and closed form. Arranged is such a way that discuss following naturally possible. For open-ended question, multiple response is usually allowed. The interview in such case will not be in a hurry to skip to the next question. For a closed question too, the interviewer must choose to take the most appropriate answer. Now, moving on to the characteristic of questionnaire use this paper. So, this journal that my lecturer given to me to explore. So, the title is Exchanging Social Support on Online Teacher Group Relating to Teachers' Self-Efficacy. So in this journal, the authors use three sections and use in Chinese, which is the official language in Taiwan. The first section is personal background and Facebook use. This section uses open-ended questions. The domain of this journal is asked about gender, high level of education, years of teaching experience, and years of group membership. And the question about Facebook is a time of logging per day, hours of staying online per day, and type of online activities. The second one is self-efficacy. In this section, author use closed question. Self-efficacy has 50-item rating scale. The item covered three phases: positive recognition, negative consciousness, and instant talk. Positive recognition refers to teacher confident in his or her ability to apply creativity in teacher. The example is, I have the skill to give interesting and stimulate listen. The negative consciousness refers to teachers' worries about applying creative teaching. Example, I am not good at using creative teaching method. Inside talk refers to a teacher's determination to apply creativity teaching in the face of difficulty. The example is, I managed to continue on creativity teaching method despite my school is not in favor of it. And the last one, we have providing and reversing online social support. In the last section, author use closed question. This section consists of 26 items. Provide online support 30 items and despite online support 30 items on the Facebook Teachers Group Studies. The author using closed question because the research has provided a range of answers to be chosen by participants. That's all that I can explain about this characteristic of questionnaire. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.